Welcome to Random Talk episode 11. Yes, so last episode I gave an unexpected shout out. I was telling all the fathers and the people who are not biologically fathers, if you are supporting and helping someone, then you are a father. So I gave a special shout out message, and I'm hoping that people took from it and that you were able to understand what I was trying to point out in that message. If you didn't get a chance to see it, go on and go through the Random Talk playlist on YouTube, which where we are right now, and you can find episode 10 and all the other episodes of Random Talk. So today we're going to close out on pushing through. But before we do, I just want to say that I hope everyone had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. I hope that it was everything that you desired and wished for. But as we close out on pushing through, this is just about everyday life. Now, everyday life, I don't know about you, but for me, it is hard. It is super hard. And so last week I had a hard week. I was just in a very funky type mood. I was kind of irritated with just things that I feel, places in life where I feel I should be. And that's just real talk. And those are the things that I want to discuss today in this Random Talk. When we get in a place in life where it's just making us feel down and out about what we are doing, that is pushing through. When you wake up and if you're a parent and you're having to take care of your children, and we all know kids can be ungrateful, adults can be ungrateful sometimes, but our children can sometimes be ungrateful, not even knowing it, and we still have to get up and make things happen. That's pushing through. When you are trying to stay caught up, now some of you may not be struggling financially, but some people on an everyday scale are just trying to get through with paying their bills on time, and that can be a struggle. So that is pushing through. Then you have people who want to transition and find another job, and they're struggling to find that job. That's a level of pushing through. So today is more like the mental portion of us pushing through, because it's just everyday life, and it can be draining. It can be exhausting. Now, I don't know if any of you are experiencing these things. If you are not, please come throw some of that over here on me so I don't have to feel like I feel, because life is just hard sometimes. But if you are experiencing it, just keep in mind that the company you keep, I can't say that enough, the people you have in your circle can add to your weight in your life. Life is hard enough than to have people in your circle that are taking away from your peace. Because if you have people that are taking away from your peace, then it's going to make it even more challenging to be able to push through your day-to-day life. Then if you are on a job, and I can speak and give you a testimony on that by itself, but just working a job that does not align with who you are, I know we have to make our money, but it does not mean that we cannot make money in a way that can somewhat bring us peace, because some job places are just toxic. And so that makes it even more challenging for you to be able to push through your everyday life. And then there you have within your home. I know everyone's situation is differently. There are some people that are married. There are people that are separated. There are people that are single, whatever your situation is. But within your home is supposed to be your sanctuary. Your home should be your level of peace. It should be where you can go and kick your feet up and not have to worry about anyone just nagging you. And when I say nagging, I mean just deliberately trying to make your life miserable. Now, these things I'm touching base on, it does not mean that my life is perfect or that I've never been through it. What I'm speaking on is because these are things that I have experienced, and I know that it makes life harder when you are having that involved in your life. So today is just about pushing through everyday life, but trying to find ways to do that and still keep your peace, because your peace is going to be the ultimate thing that helps you to push through anything you have to push through in this lifetime. So if there is nothing else that you take from these episodes of pushing through, I want you to take this with you. Make sure that you find hope, that you find your faith, that you find your peace. Because if you can't find those three things, you're going to feel like you are drowning every day in life. And you're going to need all three: hope, faith, and peace to be able to push through. If you don't like the things that are going on in your life, then you have the power. You have the choice. There are too many options here in the United States for people to make than to sit and be miserable in life. So you cannot be miserable in life. That is just not an option here in the Novelty Woman Speak space. I'm telling you, for someone who has overcome abuse, overcome people like with betrayal, overcome letdowns, overcome like leaving a salary job to be an entrepreneur, nothing has been easy. But the one thing I can tell you that I took with me throughout every level of pushing through, it was my peace of mind. So if you want to get through your day-to-day life, you're going to have to find your peace of mind. And you cannot do that with the company you keep. If your company is always in your ear speaking something negative to you, if the company that you keep is not speaking over you and telling you what you can do versus what you can't do, that is going to make it so hard for you to be able to push through your life. So that's all this random talk is about as we close out on pushing through. Is just helping you to find the little pieces, like the ingredients to life, to be able to help you to get through it. Because so many times we sit in our circle of life and it's like, oh, when is it going to get better? And we're just making it harder on ourselves because we're not, removing and deleting the things that we need to delete to be able to push through a little harder. Because it's just like if you are carrying that weight, if you're on a train, if you notice sometimes a train can only carry so much weight, a plane can only carry so much weight in order to be able to take off, and you're the same way. We are the same exact way in our life. We can only carry so much weight. So I don't know about you, but for me, I eliminate weight. I don't let people into my circle that are going to weigh me down, because life is hard enough on its own. And that goes for even my children. And they can tell you, if you are trying to take my peace, that's a problem. And so then I have to do some readjustments and just align myself in a different way. So for this random talk, we're closing out on pushing through. And I just want to tell you that you can get through anything you put your mind to, but you have to put in the work. And you also have to know that the delete button is an option. Delete things from your circle, delete things from your path in this life that are not needed, so that you can be able to push through for another day. Be sure to tune in next week for another random talk.